good example of an early adopter. If you're familiar with Geoffrey Moore's technology adoption lifecycle curve, it's a good way of benchmarking the deployment and uptake of technology patterns. Based on Walgreens and these other organizations and our partners, it would suggest that this pattern has crossed the chasm, so to speak, and is being more widely adopted each day. We're seeing evidence, just like Walgreens, in organizations that are small, 5 people, 6 people, all the way up to large organizations like Shell, Oil, and others. One of the keys to success in moving between any pattern, any change, is being able to understand that change requires change and a new mindset. I like this button because it was given to me by one of our users of a small city in Florida. It represents to me the notion that technology alone does not solve problems. It requires people and their willingness to adapt workflows based on what new technology provides. So I would take as this a good best practice. It's not just technology that changes, it's the approach to how people solve problems that also needs to change at the same time. I thought I'd just take a couple minutes and explore or suggest 10 ideas for you to leverage this WebGIS technology more holistically. The first is to create a destination for your workforce. So a place where they know they can go to find access to your authoritative geographic knowledge. Everybody knows where to go in your organization to get email. They all know where to go to update their professional CV, LinkedIn. They all know where to go find their friends, Facebook. Where is that place in your organization that all of your workforce knows to go to gain access to authoritative knowledge? It's called a portal. It needs to have a presence in your organization. This example was actually stood up by one gentleman in a small city in Germany in a matter of hours. It's branded to their organization. It has a feel, it presents what the organization wants to present to its workforce. It's a good example of what to do. The second is to leverage maps to tell relevant stories inside of your organization. In my own experience, I've found that using GIS to be able to tell stories about the mission and the key performance indicators of that mission are essential. There are 2 really good books that illustrate this in more depth: Thinking About GIS by Roger Tomlinson and Designing Better Maps by Cynthia Brewer that I would highly recommend. The third is democratize mapping within your workforce. Enable people to be able to make their own maps, to be able to find maps from any device. People will naturally scroll maps on cocktail napkins. The modern cocktail napkin is now your digital device. Enable them to leverage that. The fourth is to build applications with app builders because they speed development efforts and allow you to test things faster and gain value from things faster. Fifth is to engage your constituents. Here are 2 great examples from Spain of using open data and story maps to be able to engage constituents outside of your organization, to share your knowledge, to gain their feedback. Number 6, explore the third dimension. There are places in the world now that only use 3D maps to really tell a story. This is technology that used to be cutting edge. It is now mainstream and within the grasp of everybody to take their 2D data and begin to make it 3D data so that people can visualize and experience it in the third dimension. Number 7, connect to the sensors that your organization has access to. Whether that's your badges for your how you enter doorways, or it's your Twitter or social media feeds. There are plenty of feeds that your organization may find interesting, and seeing that in spatial context even more so. Number 8, re-envision your own imagery strategy. For many years we would source imagery in conventional ways, but now with the onset of drones, we have new strategies for being able to source imagery fast and to be able to have access to that imagery within a matter of hours. Revolutionary approach to gaining access to situational information as things change. Number 9, Leverage big data. GIS is by its nature associated with sourcing and analyzing and understanding information that is big, large. It has the capacity to do this. I'd urge you to leverage it as people talk about big data, to consider your GIS as an effective tool for exploring that and finding those needles in the haystack, so to speak. And 10, GIS for your ecosystem. Engage beyond your organization to your collective ecosystems, your third-party providers, your citizens, local universities, and so on. GIS provides a platform for being able to connect people across this whole ecosystem. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for giving us a completely idea about... Perdón. Gracias Chris, por darnos un recorrido de cómo implementar o tener